Hi, my name is Colleen and I'm a collections assistant at the Goldstein Museum of Design. Today I'm going to give you some more information on this lingerie dress that's dated between 1900 and 1910. So the name lingerie dress has a different connotation in the early 1900s than it does today. Today, when we think of lingerie, we think of some sort of undergarment. But the name lingerie dress in the 1900s referred to a lightweight cotton or linen dress that was thin, frilly, and usually had lace and other details. Lingerie dresses were designed to look like early 1800 camise gowns. And this type of dress would have been worn over another gown or a slip in probably a cream or a lighter color, which then would have been seen through the sheer fabric and the lace areas. And it would have been worn with matching long gloves, a parasol, and some sort of elaborate frilly hat. Lingerie dresses became popular because of their easy care. They are much more washable than the fine silk garments with intricate embellishments that were seen on other garments of the time period and previously. While today this dress might not seem as washable to us, to women who were used to silk and wool dresses, this type of lightweight cotton dress was much easier to care for. Lingerie dresses were typically worn outside. They were meant for activities in warmer weather and things that involved outdoors, such as promenading, strolling, and garden parties. The silhouette of the early 1900s is what's known as the Edwardian style or the S-shaped silhouette, and this was a big departure from the bustle silhouette of the late 1800s. Overall, this silhouette was softer and rounder. It emphasized a fuller bust, a narrow waist, a round hip, and then a wide flaring bottom hem. This lingerie dress is a one-piece dress as opposed to the separate bodice or jacket and skirts seen on popular bustle dresses in the late 1800s. It would have been worn with a corset that pushed the bust forward and the hips back to kind of create that S shape, and that would have emphasized the narrow waist and created the large monobosom in the front, which is what this time period is known for. So I talked about the desired S-shaped silhouette of dresses from the 1900s, the early 1900s, so let's see how this dress actually creates that silhouette. So to create that monobosom or blousey effect at the top, there's pleating and extra fullness of fabric at the bodice that extends from the waist up to this lace paneling. So this extra pleating would have created some fullness to help this top sort of blouse out over the waistline. And then the narrow waist is really emphasized here well through the use of tape lace. Sort of create a focal emphasis point for that narrow waist. And then the skirt flares out to a wider skirt, uses diagonal lace set in against the cotton lawn to really emphasize a wider skirt, and then flares out to a wide hem. And this is created through a series of gathered fabric here along this lace trim, and then we've got a series of tucks, lace, and pin tucks to really give a beautiful frilly detail that is popular of these lingerie dresses. So modesty was important at this time. Dresses went from the neck all the way to the floor. You can see we have a long skirt and a high neckline. So this high neckline is created through lace, and this would have been a stiff lace and would have been held upright in place through a series of plastic stays. You can see the yellow here, those are the plastic stays. Now originally those would have been clear, they would not have been yellow. They've turned yellow over time. So that would have helped to keep the neckline upright in place. And again, we also have long, modest sleeves made out of the same mixture of cotton lawn and tape lace that extends down to the wrist and ends in a point of lace. So fabric on this dress, the main body fabric is a sheer cotton lawn, might have been a cotton linen mixture, and then we have several varieties of lace. There's a tape lace that is the main detailing throughout the dress, so we have horizontal lace through the bodice, then that lace goes to diagonal through the skirt, and then goes horizontal along the bottom of the skirt. There's also an eyelet lace that runs along the center front of the dress, so that's the wider lace here. Then there's a couple of different types of tape lace up along the bodice. So the bodice is made through seaming multiple types of tape lace together. And then there's one other type of lace that's a little bit more ornate and intricate along the bust line. to add just a really beautiful detail. Now, while I said dresses at this time were modest, that doesn't mean that the trims couldn't be modest. So lingerie dresses are known for their frilly trims, their details, their lace, gathering, tucks, all those sorts of details that would really make these dresses stand out and give a beautiful feminine touch. So I've turned the bodice over so we can take a quick look at the back and how you get in and out of this dress. So this dress has a button placket that extends from the collar at the top and goes all the way down past the waistline. And it's closed with buttonholes and just some ivory buttons. We're now down at the hem of the dress. We're just going to look at some of the construction and detail. So as this dress has widened, we have some heavy gathering along the bottom of the dress here to create this very full bottom skirt section. And then we have a bunch of beautiful detailing here with some larger pleats, lace panels. We have some little pin tucks, again, some larger pleats or tucks, and this continues on until we hit to the hem. So this just adds a lot of beautiful detailing and frills to this dress, which is what makes lingerie dresses so popular. Now, everything at this time would be machine sewn, and you can see the very careful machine sewing on this dress to attach the lace and all of the tucks. The sewing machine was invented in about the mid-1800s, so at this time, sewing machines would have been prevalent for use for dressmaking, and everything on this dress is machine sewn. I'll give you a peek to the inside so you can see what that looks like.